focus now and continue to talk about road safety this festive season. Emergency services have been placed on high alert for the festive season to ensure the safety of travellers on the N3 toll route during this peak traffic period. Now, the N3 TC manages the N3 toll route between Heidelberg and Gauteng and Cedara in KwaZulu-Natal and keeps a close watch on traffic patterns, driver behaviour and crash statistics. Now, for more on this, we're joined in our Durban studio by Con Roux, Commercial Manager of N3 Toll Concession. Hey Con, thank you very much indeed for your time. I mean, how is this the festive season traffic so far? When is it that we can expect the peak traffic period on the N3 toll route for this festive season?
Good morning, Blaine. It's great to be with you. We have so far, since the beginning of December, had a relatively quiet run. This morning, that's Friday, we had traffic volumes heading south towards KwaZulu-Natal of approximately 1,300 vehicles an hour. That's fairly busy. To put it in context, anything over 1,000 vehicles an hour is busy. But we are expecting traffic to pick up later today. I expect a lot of people to wrap up their working year today at lunchtime and to head out to the road to head down to the beaches. We're also expecting tomorrow, Saturday, to be extremely busy, and obviously under such circumstances we are making a very stringent appeal to motorists. Please to drive safely, responsibly, and possibly above all to try to make the journey a part of the holiday. Be patient, drive responsibly.
Yeah, that's the big call, isn't it, Con? I mean, you manage a very strategic transport link. What road safety interventions have you instituted this festive season?
First of all, just to say that our technical team has been really hard at work this year. The road is in excellent condition. There are no roadworks whatsoever, so motorists have the advantage of a full 2 lanes in both directions for the entire trip from Gauteng down to Durban. Secondly, all the emergency services are on very high alert. That's the law enforcement authorities, emergency medical personnel, and our own route patrol services. Everybody on massively high alert to respond to any eventuality. But Blaine, as always, when one talks about road safety, we can do so much, the emergency services can do so much. But at the end of the day, road safety is utterly dependent on the attitude of the person behind the wheel.
No, 100%, Con. I mean, but have you identified hotspots along the route and emergency roadside assistance as well as, traffic and route updates provided to help mitigate these incidents you speak of?
Absolutely. The prime example on the N3 route that everybody is well aware of is, of course, Van Renen. I'm down in your Durban studios as we speak. I will be heading back up the N3 to Van Renen's Pass later this afternoon to join a team of volunteer paramedics who've been on Van Renen's Pass at peak traffic periods for no less than 35 years. Astonishing sacrifice and contribution to road safety. And from that point, we will be monitoring, we'll be doing patrols together with other paramedic organisations, the Road Traffic Organisation, breakdown services on full alert. I do want to mention also that this morning Van Renen's Pass had quite adverse weather conditions, quite a bit of mist and drizzle. So an appeal to motorists under such circumstances, in particular, to reduce speed, make sure that your headlight's on, and very importantly, to increase following distance between yourself and the vehicle in front.
Con, you spoke about the Van Renen's Pass. I understand that there's a rehabilitation project that is currently underway. Has it started, and how will this, if it has started, how will this affect motorists?
Blaine, the rehabilitation contract had started, but all roadworks have been lifted and there are absolutely no roadworks. The rehabilitation work on Van Renen's Pass will resume on the 8th of January. So for motorists during the festive season, careful planning to ensure that there are no roadworks during that period.
All right, good news. Con, you've been in this game for many years. I mean, what have you found over the years in terms of the human factors that contribute to road fatalities along the N3 route?
It's a very important question because our statistics show that between 70 and 80% of crashes are caused by human errors. And if one interrogates the category of crashes which occur most frequently, interestingly enough, the one that occurs, if memory serves, approximately 27% of crashes for the period January to October of this year were single vehicle crashes where the vehicle simply left the road. That speaks to a number of factors. For instance, fatigue is a big issue. We often say that fatigue is the silent killer, so make sure before you set out on the journey to your holiday destination that you're well rested. Another big issue is distraction, and this holiday season we're again making an appeal to motorists, please not, or under no circumstances, to text and drive. Leave that up to your passengers. So those are some of the sort of issues which frequently result in crashes. Another interesting statistic is that, or two interesting statistics, is that the second highest frequency of by category of crash is vehicles rolled. So that speed may be involved there. Also, potentially tyre bursts, that sort of thing. And the other high frequency category of crash is head-tail. In other words, you drive into the vehicle in front of you. And that typically happens where there are very high speed differentials between yourself and the vehicle in front. And that leads me to making a specific mention of the fact that on the N3 there are a very high number of trucks. Trucks constitute between 35 and 40% of the traffic. Now, that implies that it's imperative to share the road responsibly, to be aware of the restrictions that apply to a truck. For instance, do not under any circumstances cut in front of a truck. Its braking distance is very much further than a car. Yeah. And also be quite clear that if you can't see the rear view mirror of a truck, that driver cannot see you. In other words, you sitting in his blind spot, and that may lead to the driver pulling out in front of you and leading to a crash. So please to be well aware of the responsibility to share the road responsibly, not only with trucks but also with motorcycles as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Con. Important, salient advice there. I almost got caught out on this one. The 3 petrol stations along the N3 highway route were closed earlier this year. Have they been opened as yet?
Blaine, the good news is that one of those 3 has been reopened. The second one is reopening for business today. And then the third one, which is the Shell Ultra City at Escort, a very popular service centre along the route, will remain closed until March of next year. So just a heads up to motorists, please to make alternative fuel stop arrangements.
Okay, and if motorists want to find out more, Con, where can they go? The 2 very important communication channels to reach N3 Toll Concession are firstly our 24/7 helpline. That number is 0800 63 4357, and that's not only to phone, for instance, in order to plan your journey ahead. You can phone and find out what weather conditions are like, whether the incidents are along the route and so on, but also our Twitter feed, which is at N3 Route. Now that Twitter feed, again pleased to be operated by a passenger, is a very helpful way in which you can ascertain information such as, for instance, if you want to know how many vehicles an hour are heading through the toll plazas, again what the weather conditions en route are like, and whether there are any incidents taking place. So a number of very important and salient communication mechanisms. It is very important for motorists, particularly during peak traffic periods, to ensure that they communicate, that they're well informed and are able to make appropriate decisions relating to their journey. Definitely. We'll try and put this interview up on SABC YouTube channel so the folks out there can get that very important information. Con Roux, Commercial Manager of N3 Toll Concession, N3TC. Thank you very much indeed for your time, sir.
Thank you so much, Blaine, and a safe and a happy festive season to all the motorists.
And to you too. Well.